Welcome you all for today's session. Today we'll see the concept of C preprocessor directives under module 5. So going to C preprocessor directive, so we'll know the definition first. What is preprocessor directive? So before a C program is compiled in a compiler, source code is processed by a program called preprocessor. So this process we call it as pre-processing. So by the name itself says pre. It is going to process before program is converted or before program is compiled. So here the preprocessor directive begins with hash symbol. We all very much familiar with hash symbol. Whenever we start writing a program with respect to C, we start our program with hash. So that hash we call it as a preprocessor directive. Hash is a symbol for our preprocessor directive. Next, coming to the category of preprocessor directives, we have three main categories. Under that, first one is the macro substitution directive. Second one is the file inclusion directives. And the third one is compiler control directives. We'll see in detail. So first, we'll go with respect to syntax also. So this slide will give the detailed description with respect to different preprocessors. First, we have something called macro substitution, and the syntax for this macro substitution is hash defined with identifiers. Identifiers will come after this define, and the description says is this macro defines a constant value. Whenever you want to define any constant value to my program, we'll go with this kind of preprocessor, that is macro substitution kind of preprocessor. For example, if I want to define pi value in my program, define pi is equal to 3.142 is the example. So for this macro substitution, so I'm going to give the constant values in my header part. So that is what my first preprocessor directive is. Second, I have something called header file inclusion. This is very important in my all program where hash include with respect to file name. So here the file name stands with any library file, .h file that we are going to include in our main program. So the description says the source code of the file name is included in my main program as I'm specified. Next preprocessor is compiler control directives. So here the name itself says I'm going to control some kind of statements. So how I'm going to control by using a small kind of a directives, that is if def, if and def, hash f, hash else, hash if and df. So these are the syntax, or these are the examples for compiler control directives. These directives are used in order to control the flow of the compiler. So as the name itself says, these are all the control directives. In order to control the flow of compiler, we go this kind of preprocessor directives, that is compiler control directives. So we'll see in detail. First, we'll see the macro substitution. So the definition of macro substitution is it is a process where an identifier in a program is replaced by a predefined string in a program. So the syntax shown here, that is hash define identifier string. What this identifier string is, this will be converted, this will be replaced by a predefined string. So for example, hash define pi 3.142. So this says that wherever pi comes in my program, that will be replaced with the value 3.142. This is the predefined string I'm going to give in my program. This value will be placed where all pi comes in my program. Again, one more example I have, that is hash define count 100. So here where exactly count comes in my program, automatically the count will be replaced with the value 100. So this is how macro substitution works. So under this macro substitution, we have three ways. So under that, first one is simple macro, second one is argument macro, and the last one is nested macro substitution. These are the three ways of macro substitution. First, we'll see simple macro substitution. But the name itself says it is very simple. Again, it's a kind of replacing of values. So same example I'm going to take here. So syntax holds same, define identifier string, where this identifier string holds a constant value. So that value will be post complete throughout my program. So again, example hash define pi 3.14, wherever pi comes in my program, the value will be replaced. Wherever count comes in my program, the value will be replaced. So we'll see one example program. So this example program is in order to find area of circle. As we all know that program starts with a preprocessor directive that is hash include stdio.h, and again I'm using simple macro substitution in my program that you can see in my second line. So where hash define pi 3.142. So wherever pi comes in my program, automatically the value will be replaced in the place of pi. As we know that program starts with int main. Again, I'm going with inside a program float r and area, where enter the value of r will be printed in output screen. The value of r will be entered from the user part. After getting a value, I have a formula area is equal to pi r square, pi into r into r. In the place of pi, the value which I have defined in my header part, that is 3.142, will be placed in the place of program. So after that area will be found, and that area will be printed using my last printf statement. So this is a general example for my simple macro substitution. Value is 3.142. So next we'll go to, and I'm going to my program. So this program, in order to find the area of circle. So in my printf, enter the value of r, that will be displayed as it is on my output screen. Again, scanf, I'm going to read the value of r. So here in my formula, I'm going to use the word called pi. So the place where pi is there in my program, automatically the value of pi will be replaced. 3.142 is replaced in the place of pi, and that will be multiplied by with r 2 times. That is the formula is pi r square. After, the value will be stored in area. By the help of printf, I'm going to display the value which is there in my area. So we'll run the program and we'll see the output of simple macro substitution. So it asks to enter the value of r. Assuming I'm going to enter the value 5. So the value, the area of circle is 78.5500003. So this is how simple macro substitution works. So where it substitutes the value of pi in my program. So instead of giving 3.142 in my program, I'm giving pi. So in the place of pi, this 3.142 value will be substituted. Argumented macro substitution. By the name itself says we have something called arguments. So this permits us to define a macro with arguments. So here you can see the syntax: define, identifiers, f1, f2, fn, and so on. These are all the arguments to my macro substitution. So we'll see the example. So hash define square of x. The meaning of square of x is x into x. So x is nothing but argument that I'm passing to my macro substitution or my preprocessor directive. So in the inside value, the inside meaning of square of x is x into x. If I say cube of x, x into x into x. So this is what the meaning. So we'll see one program. Again, I have one more example, that is max of a comma b. The meaning here is either a greater than b or a equal to, or a b. So this is how the condition goes in interior part of the back end. So we'll see one example program. So as we all know that program starts with preprocessor directive, again hash include stdio.h. So you can observe in second line where I'm going to define square of n. The meaning here is n into n. So again I have a printf statement where enter the value of n will be displayed. User will start entering the value of n. I'm not going to give n into n in order to find the square of n. Just I'm going to give answer is equal to square of n. So if I give the square of n, automatically the square of n will be defined in my program by using a macro substitution or the preprocessor directive. So automatically meaning that n into n will be done. So that n into n value will be printed in my answer. So with the help of answer, I'm going to print the value which is there in my answer variable. So this is a argumented macro substitution will work. So we'll see the example of argumented macro substitution. Again, I'm using online compiler to show the output of this program. So the meaning of argumented macro substitution, I'm going to define square of n. The meaning is n into n in the define by using define and the help of this processor directive, that is hash. And I'm going to write a program now to find the square of the given number. So as my printf enter the value of n will be displayed, I'm going to read the value of n. Now to find the square of n, I'm going to pass like answer is equal to square of n. As soon as I pass the square of n, automatically it goes to the define function and it checks square of n is defined, and the action performed is n into n, that is the square. So finally the answer will be printed in the place where answer is located. And with the help of printf statement, I'm going to print the value which is there in answer. So we'll run the program. So I'm running the program. You can see my output screen. Enter the value of n will be displayed. I'm going to enter value 4, where my n value is 4, and 4 into 4 is 16. So 16 will be printed with the help of my last printf statement, and the value will be calculated by using the function, using the directive called square of n, as I defined in my directive macros. Preprocessor directive, where square of n is n into n. So next we'll see nested macro substitution. The meaning of nested. So we are going to define macro within another macro. So we'll see how exactly we can able to do this. So your syntax goes here like this. So that is define square of x, define cube of x. So like this, the syntax will be there. So example, define square of x. The meaning of square of x is x into x. If you give cube of x, the meaning here is x into x into x. So again, I'm going to give the max. It will going to identify whether A is greater or B is greater. We'll see how exactly this nested macro works with respect to program. So here is an example program for this. Again, I'm going to give hash include stdio.h. So here I'm going to define two preprocessor directives. So that is hash define square of x. The meaning of square of x is x into x. So again, I'm going to give the value define cube of x. So the meaning of cube of x is, see here, you can observe. So first there is a square of x. So for this square of x, x into x will be placed into x. Finally, you will get cube of x. So this kind of architecture, we call it as nested macro substitution, where one macro is defined in another macro. So in order to execute my cube of x, I am going with square of x first. So the meaning of square of x is x into x. So the value which is there in square of x will be multiplied by one more x. Finally, we'll get the value of cube of x. So this is how the nested macro works. So in my program, I've initialized as n. So just replace this n with value of x only, because x has initialized in my define. So the value of x will be read. Answer cube of x. So whenever the cube of x is called, automatically as I defined in my program, cube of x will be called. So at internal part, cube of x will be executed like square of x into x. So this is how the nested macro works in our C programming. We'll see the example of nested macro substitution. Again, I'm using online compiler to compile the program. Here, the meaning of nested macro, one macro within one more macro. I'm using one macro within another macro. So you can see my program now. So hash defines square of n, which means n into n. Again, I'm going to give an hash define cube of n. So the meaning of cube of n is, first it will take square of n, and then again multiplied by n. Finally, we'll get cube of n. So in my program, I'm using cube of n, where automatically it goes to the defined part and it finds the cube function. So in order to find cube, I'm going to do square of n first. Again, I'm multiplying that square of n value with a n value again. So finally, I'll get cube of n. So this is the macro, nested macro within a macro. Here, cube of n is one kind of macro substitution, where in my cube of n, I am going to define one more macro, that is square of n. So we'll see output of this program. I'm going to run the program now. So as my printf says, enter the value of n, that will be displayed as it is. So here I'm going to give a value as 2. So 2 cube, so is 8. So in order to perform this cube operation, directly it goes to the cube. There I'm going to define square of n. First you do square of n, and then again multiply the value which is there of square of n into n. So finally it will be done with cube of n. So finally we'll get a value 8. So 2 cube is 8. So this is how the nested macro substitution works. So next we'll see the one more preprocessor directive, that is file inclusion directives. The meaning of file inclusion, we are going to add external file into our main program. So this is very much familiar to all. So the syntax is hash include file name. So here the file name is stdio.h or conio.h or math.h or whatever it may be. Again, I'm going to take a simple program where now to find the square of the given number, where stdio.h is an external file. I'm going to add that file to my main program by the help of preprocessor directive, that is hash. So this is generally known concept to all of us, that is file inclusion directives. So the meaning here is we are going to add external file to our main program. So next we'll see compiler control directive. The meaning of compiler control, as we know that in order to control the flow of the compiler, we are going to give this kind of compiler control directive. So the syntax is if def identifier, if and def identifier. So def stands for the definition, if and def, if no definition, n stands for no, def stands for definition again. So we have something called if definition, if no definition, else, end if. So all these directives are used to check whether macros is defined or not. So the meaning of if def is if defined. If end if not defined, n stands with not, def stands with defined. Again I have else after that end if. So we'll see how exactly it runs with respect to program. So here the program is, so ash include stdio.h, it's a common line for all. Again, I have one more preprocessor directive, that is define pi value 3.142, and I have main program. See here you have to observe ash if defined, def stands for defined, if defined pi. The meaning of this statement is whether I have defined pi or not in my defined file. So if I have defined, automatically yes, this will become true, this printf will be printed, that is pi is defined, you can calculate area. If you are not defined this pi, it will go to the else part, printf pi is not defined, finally it will go to the end if. As ever we start with if statement, end if is very very important in order to end that. So this is how you are going to control the flow of the compiler. So let me explain again this program. So don't get confused with if def, if and def. If def says that if defined, if and def says that if not defined. So you can see the program. Anyway, I've defined the pi value in my program. So that is defined pi 3.142. Again, I have main program. In my main program, I'm checking whether I've defined pi or not with the help of preprocessor directive, that is ash if def. If def pi, if I have defined pi, yes, it is true, this printf will be executed. If the statement is false, it will go to the else part, pf is not defined. So after this, it will going to end. So if and def is if not defined. Now we'll see the example of compiler control directive. So as we said, compiler control directive, using preprocessor directives to control the compiler. So you can see my program. So ash include stdio.h, it's a common line. Next, I'm going to define a concept of line. In my program, I'm using if ndef. The meaning of this statement is if not defined about line, this statement will get printed. Means printer, this is not defined line number 1. Else, if it is defined, automatically it goes to the second printer. This is line number 1. So this is how with respect to if and def, we'll run the program and we'll see the output of this. So you can see the output. So this is printing second printf statement. This is line number 1, which means if not defined line, anyway it is defined, this statement is not working. If this is not working, automatically it goes to the else part and it prints the, this is line number 1. So I'm going to do small change. I'm going to remove n now. Means if defined line, this should be true and this should be false. So what I do, this is defined and this is not defined. I'm going to do small changes in order to check if def. I'll run the program again. So the first if def, what it does, if defined, it will check whether line is defined or not. If it is defined, it goes to the printf statement. So the first printf statement is this is defined line number 1. So I'm printing with first printf now. I'm not going with second printf. Why? Because if def line is already defined. So that's how we are going to work with compiler control directive. So thank you.